Alright, so today I want to sit down with you and talk through something that basically exploded across the entire Genshin community. And honestly, it's been one of the messiest, loudest discussions we've seen in a long time. I'm talking about Columbina, the so-called moon goddess herself, and everything players think we know about her so far. Before we start, just to be extra clear, nothing here is confirmed. This video is commentary, speculation, and a breakdown of what people are publicly discussing right now. Everything can still change once we actually see her in action. What I want to do is walk through what the community thinks they've pieced together, how players reacted, where the confusion came from, and why Columbina has somehow become the single most mysterious and most argued about character in Natlon and Natlon-adjacent content right now. Think of this like a relaxed chat between friends, just trying to make sense of the chaos. Let's start with the main debates. One of the biggest shocks is the idea that Columbina might not have any special movement abilities. And this absolutely broke the community. We spent 2 whole patches watching her glide, float, hover, and teleport in cutscenes with insane elegance. She felt like the perfect exploration character, someone who would make overworld movement fun again. But every round of discussion keeps repeating the same thing: no special mobility. No flight. No exploration gimmicks. Players hated this instantly. People asked, how do Natlon characters fly around like superheroes, but the literal moon goddess gets nothing? And it's not just about fun movement, it's about expectations. Natlon gave us incredible freedom. People assumed Nod Cry would build on that, not strip it away. Then there's her energy system. Lore-wise, Columbina is more primordial than Skirk, Mavuka, even several Fontaine units. So players expected some kind of unique resource, something celestial, something lunar, something special. But current discussions suggest she doesn't have a special resource at all. Not confirmed, but enough to make people confused. People joked that Hoyoverse gave custom energy to everyone except the characters where it actually makes sense. Next, her lack of residential shred or def ignore. A lot of modern supports come with straightforward damage amplification, resistance reduction, defense ignore, team-wide buffs, multipliers. But discussions right now say Columbina may not have any of that. Instead, she might be focused primarily on lunar reactions, which made players extremely unsure about what her actual role is. Some players think she's shaping up to be a lunar-only support, which feels way too specific. Others are worried she'll end up valuable only in one very narrow team structure. People compared her directly to characters like Fina, who completely changed the meta, but with a much more universal kit. Nobody wants the next super important character to be locked to one single reaction type. Artifacts added even more fuel. There's supposedly a dedicated Columbina set that boosts Lunar DMG, and then another mysterious arcane set that players believe is meant for Hexenser characters like Durin, Mona, and Fiscal. People actually like the crit plus ATK combination because many arcane characters don't ascend with crit. But the Columbina set being hyper-specific worries a lot of players. Whenever a character requires their own artifact set to function, people start fearing they'll feel too restricted. It reminds players of older niche characters who never broke out of their little box. Now we get to the funniest part: leakers and their riddles. The community absolutely roasted the vague hinting that's been going on. There's this running joke that whenever someone asks, "Is this true?" the answer is always, "Yes, but with a little problem." And then nobody explains what the little problem is. Reddit clowned this so hard. People compared it to the classic "one leaker lies and one tells the truth" riddle. Others said these riddles are worse than staying silent because they cause more chaos, not less. And honestly, they're right. When every sentence is phrased like a puzzle, it's impossible to take anything seriously. Now, let's talk about how players actually feel. The reactions are all over the place. A huge portion of the community is disappointed because they wanted Columbina to bring something new to exploration. After Natlon's incredible mobility tools, Nod Cry feels like a step backward. Some players even joked, "It feels like we time-traveled back to 2020 movement." Others said that if Columbina doesn't fly, then Duran losing flight also wasn't temporary. It's just how Hoyoverse designed Nod Cry. Grounded. Some players are already saying they miss Natlon, and they're not even done with Nod Cry yet. But not everyone is negative. There's a whole other group that believes the info is incomplete or misleading. Some don't trust any discussions until beta footage appears. Others think players are jumping to conclusions based on half-truths. There's hope that Columbina still has something unique we haven't seen hinted at yet. And honestly, this wouldn't be the first time a character looked underwhelming during early leaks and then turned out amazing. Now, let's talk synergies. If Columbina is heavily tied to Lunar reactions, she might have connections to characters like Flynn's Nefer, the White Horse Adeptus, possibly other Lunar-aligned units coming soon. Some players believe White Horse might be the main Lunar frontliner, especially because everyone keeps repeating Def-scaling Geosword, like it's the next albedo evolution. It's funny, but it shows how curious people are about team structures. If Columbina buffs Lunar Crystallize cleanly, she'll open up a ton of flexible comps. If she doesn't, people worry she'll end up extremely niche. So where does that leave us? Honestly, in an unpredictable and very chaotic place. There's a lot of noise, contradictions, and unclear hints. Players are frustrated, amused, hopeful, disappointed, and curious all at the same time. And that's exactly why Columbina is getting so much attention. She's a character with huge narrative power, iconic cutscenes, and massive expectations. The moment discussions suggest she might not match that, the entire community erupts. In the end, we'll find out soon enough what's actually real. And I'm genuinely curious how much of this will hold up. Let me know what you think. Do you believe any of this? Do you think Columbina will be a niche Lunar support? Or do you feel like there's still something big missing from the picture? I love reading your takes, so don't be shy. If you want more breakdowns like this, community reactions, character deep dives, and update commentary, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything.